So in the meantime, between 2018 and 2024, did Medicare 24 Holdings, a holding company, did they render services in other hospitals, other institutions, like, for example, the Tembisa hospital?
No.
No, they didn't.
They didn't.
Did they or you tender for the Tembisa hospital contract?
It was not a tender, and it was not even Medicare. So it was RFQs that you get based on the request from the department.
Yeah. So were you not involved at all, either directly or indirectly, in the Tembisa hospital tender?
Okay. What I'm trying to explain is my other companies, they were getting RFQs, request for quotations.
Sorry.
Medicare 24 doesn't even have a, for you to get those RFQs, firstly you need to have a vendor number with a specific department. So Medicare 24 does not even have any vendor number with the Department of Health. So there's no any job that Medicare 24 did with the Department of Health.
Why do you think, or maybe you can tell us whether you're subject to the SIU? We know that the SIU is investigating or has investigated the Tembisa hospital matter. Why is your name mentioned in connection with that tender?
I would love to know as well.
Now, we only touch on it. If you go to page 35 of the draft statement, yeah, since we are dealing with this matter, you see there paragraph 137, 9 and 10.
You search page 35.
Page 35, yes.
Yes, paragraph?
Paragraph 137.9 and 137.10.
Yes.
Do you want to read that, 137.9?
Regarding past dealings with Tembisa Hospital, my company has previously supplied them with RFQs. I have not been approached by any law enforcement agency regarding an investigation into me concerning Tembisa Hospital. There has been ongoing investigation by the SIU in regard to this matter, and I believe there is an inquiry docket open either by the SAPS or IDEC. And as a result, I cannot comment any further. I should go to the next one.
Yeah, let's park the next one.
Okay.
For a bit later. So just to pause there at 137.9, you say that your company has previously supplied them with RFQs, requests for quotations. What does that mean? Just elaborate.
Mr. Arons, like we said that we need to fix this thing because I haven't read this thing myself. Not my company. The department will supply me with RFQs, not vice versa.
Yeah.
So some of these things here, if I had time, then I would have corrected them. So it was the department that was supplying me with RFQs, meaning they're requesting for quotations that you must quote for whatever they needed at that time.
So what does all that mean? That you were requested by the department to supply them with quotations?
Yes.
So you were invited to quote for work?
Yes.
Is that the Gauteng Health Department?
Yes.
Okay. Novalo?
Yeah, Chair, I don't know if I heard the witness correctly. Mr. Matlala, did you say you did not read, you said this thing, so were you referring to a statement?
The statement, yes.
So you don't know what is contained in the statement?
I know it's a draft, but now I wanted to go through it and correct where there's mistakes and then sign it.
So it might, the statement might be having mistakes?
Obviously, I just saw one now.
And if there are mistakes, you will correct them later?
That's what I wanted to do, yes.
So it's possible that this committee is questioning you on a statement which has mistakes?
It has mistakes. I just found one mistake as we speak.
And you will correct them later?
That's what I'm saying, yes.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Matlala, you've seen these or what is recorded in this draft statement.
Can you please just repeat that?
I say you've seen what's in this draft statement.
Yes.
And you've discussed it with Mr. Forbay.
Yes.
Of course, you're now under oath.
Yes.
So if I put something to you that's in this draft, which is incorrect or wrong, then you will correct us, isn't it?
Of course, yes.
So what I was asking you is about these RFQs. Why? Because it sounds to me that you don't or you didn't have any track record in providing Medicare services from the time you bought this franchise in 2018 until you were awarded the SAPS contract in 2024.
I did not have what?
You didn't have a track record. You didn't have any contracts with private hospitals or with state hospitals to provide Medicare services. Isn't that so?
Yes, it does. Yeah, you're right.
And that is between 2018 and 2024.
Yes.
So my first question related to that is, why were you then requested to supply the Tembisa hospital with quotations? To do what? These RFQs.
I didn't request Tembisa to supply me. Tembisa is the other way around. The Department of Health is requesting quotations from the companies that are on their database. So what they do is they just go to the CSD and then they just choose a random company from the CSD and then they'll send those RFQs there.
Yeah. So like anyone else, if you want to a state or a government contract, you make your application and you put all your details on the central the CSD, the central funding database, like we also have to do as council, so it's not anything to do with whether or not you had a track record of rendering this service.
Yeah, you're not rendering service, you're just delivering them the goods that they're requiring. So there's no service that you need to render for them. They will ask, maybe they want 100 bottles of water, then you buy water wherever you buy them and supply it to them.
Yeah. So, so on what basis do you think you would have been awarded the Medicare Swani contract when you had no track record of rendering Medicare services or Medicare supplies, although that is your stated business? And on top of it, a 350 million rand contract.
Okay, if you buy a franchise, so you carry the profile of the holding company. So now I don't need, if I buy a KFC franchise, so the profile will always remain the profile of KFC. So it does not mean that because I bought a KFC from franchise, then I don't know how to cook chicken, and then they have to teach me how to cook that chicken. So I'm still using the recipe from the holding company of KFC to cook that chicken. So even the same as Medicare, the holding company is the one who's going to do that. They have the track record.
So would it be correct to summarize what you're saying, that you were awarded the Medicare contract, the SAPS Medicare contract, on the basis of the record of Medicare 24 holdings?
Yes, which I also supplied them with these documents of the franchise document and the holding company's document.
But you applied, or you tendered rather, for the SAPS contract in the name of Medicare 24 Swani District, not in the name of Medicare 24 holdings.
Yes, it's a franchise, yes.
And when you applied, or when you tendered for the contract, it was you in your name, and you were the sole director and 100% shareholder, is that right?
Yes, that's right, yes. So we're not packing this contract and then we'll see it after one and then deal with other issues here, because I think what we agreed on is that we rather let's pack it for now, and then after one, when you consult with the legal team, then you can come back to this.
So, and we know from your evidence now that Medicare 24 holdings is actually wholly owned and solely owned by Mrs. van Wyk and Venter. You're not a shareholder, you're not a director in Medicare 24 holdings.
Yes, I'm not.
So don't you think you tendered for the contract under false pretenses?
No, it's not under false pretense. It cannot be under false pretense because I've given them all the necessary documents.
Did you indicate in your tender that the services would actually be provided by Medicare 24 holdings and not by Medicare 24 Swani District? Because we know from your evidence, you've got no track record in this field.
Yes.
And we're talking about a huge 350 million rand contract where you will service our officers, men and women, in the field doing an important job to protect us.
What's your question?
So my question, or what I'm putting to you, didn't you think it was important to disclose that in fact the entity that would supply the services and actually perform the contract is actually Medicare 24 Holdings and not Medicare 24 Tshwane District?
Hence, I'm saying those documents are in the bid documents. I've gave them those documents.
So unless I'm, my colleague, Ms. Zikalala, will in due course discuss with you the evidence that was given by General Fani, who is the chairperson of the Bid Adjudication Committee. That did make the award in the first place, but then that award was subsequently set aside after there was an internal audit and then subsequently a final audit which resulted in the contract being cancelled. Because there were a number of irregularities that were highlighted in the audit reports. Are you aware of that?
I heard about that.
You heard about it.